Hey there, YouTube friends, Dustin Bellinger here, and I'm going to show you some SGC graded returns that came in here fairly recently. This one here is one of the, well, it is the biggest one in a lot of ways. This here is a 1914 B18 blanket or felts of the big train himself, Walter Johnson. Wasn't too long ago I shared this pickup when I got it on I got purchased it raw, and you know, SGC will slab these and authenticate them. They just give the A grade on them when they do. I've never seen them give numerical grades on these, and that's really, I don't even know how you would try to give those. So this is like the brown pennants variation. I believe there's another one that's got a different color. The pennants are a different color, different variation. I can't remember what they were here. And a little bit interesting that the way they slabbed this, that his name displays on the back. I suppose that's, that I don't know why they didn't reverse it. To me, this is the back of the felt and this is the front, but I don't know, that's the way they chose to do it. Doesn't matter a whole lot, because I could just as easily display it like this if I choose to, as opposed to this way, because nobody cares about the grade. It's just kind of, the slab is just makes it easier to present. Looks a heck of a lot nicer than just putting it in a big top loader or something like that, I think. It's just unfortunate. It would be really awesome if there was a way to kind of frame where it would display just like that, and the diamond, that would be the best way if they could have done it, but it wouldn't have fit in the slab that way. It'd be too wide. Anyway, probably all tired of looking at that one. Spent like almost 3 minutes on one. Roll through these others here. It's all stuff that you've seen in other videos that I've purchased before. This one here, 1960 Cons Wieners. The wiener, the world awaited. Insert all sorts of jokes right there. But just really cool regional food issue. This one's been trimmed, or was cut down anyway, to smaller than, because there was a tab that you would remove, but this one's been cut, wasn't cut along the tab, it was cut even further, so it's only a authentic again. And all of these I sent were things that I figured would just get authentics. I tried to get this slabbed with PSA once before, and they sent it back as evidence of trim, which it's like, I knew that, but I was hoping, because kind of a rare piece, that they would just put it in the authentic. Even if they put like altered on it, it wouldn't bother me at all, but they didn't. So SGC gets the business on this one, and I tell you what, it looks really great in that slab anyway, so it's probably the best way for it to turn out, when you ask me, because that is a great looking, that just displays excellent. Then another one here. This is okay, labeled here 1934 gold medal flower, and really I don't feel like it's part of that set. The cards that were part of that set, I feel are just the ones that are from the World Series set, which is the Tigers and the Cardinals. It's I believe 8 cards or 6 cards from each team. And then there's some odd ones that show up that look, basically the same style and same format that people kind of lump in as being part of that set, but I don't think they were. I think these were probably a separate premium offer that Wheaties did, and it was Wheaties. It wasn't Gold Medal Flour. Just kind of a misnomer that's been carried on. People got it confused with Gold Medal Foods, which was Wheaties' parent company, distributed these, and then Gold Medal Flour was kind of out there same time, same name. Later collectors, started calling them the Gold Medal Flour set. Just kind of incorrect, label, but once one person, kind of started calling them that, other people didn't know the mistake. It's just people just, kind of carry on with calling it the wrong thing for so long that that's just what they become called, even though it's not right. Anyway, this is another one. This one was trimmed, and I knew it was trimmed because the borders on the top and bottom should be bigger than this. Somebody had kind of cut it down. It was probably a little bit too big to fit in like wherever they were putting it. Maybe it looks like it's gotten maybe there was some tape or something on the back of it. It's hard to tell exactly for sure. But whatever they might have put it in, it might have been just a little bit too tall, so they trimmed it down. Because that's what people did back then. And anyway, but this is such a rare piece. I think this is probably the only one that SGC is graded. I think PSA is graded 1 or 2, only a couple of them. So I mean, there's just a handful of these cards out there. This is like the only one that I'd ever seen come up for sale. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, I got to get that. And I got it for extremely cheap. And it's just one of those things. There's a very fine line between something being rare and valuable and obscure and almost, essentially not worth anything. And I mean, it's just on the wrong side of that line. It's just so rare, and there isn't enough attention given to the set that people know and understand what it is and pursue it. So it just doesn't carry a lot of value. But I tell you what, it's something that I am super happy to have in the collection. I didn't even point out that's Earl Averill, who's a Hall of Famer. And so there's that. And then the last card, continuing in the theme, an authentic. This was 1936 Washington Herald, Charlie Gehringer. Now this was a set that was published in the newspaper, and so these were newspaper cutouts. And so they're very thin, very fragile. I got this from B. Ross 6. He purchased a lot of these and was kind enough to be willing to sell me one for the type collection, and chose Gehringer just because he was a Hall of Famer. But this is... It's been rebacked. It was pasted onto, a piece of cardboard to give it extra structural integrity and stability, which when I saw that, I knew PSA almost assuredly wouldn't grade it since it was put on a new back. That's an alteration, so rightly, so that it shouldn't get a numerical grade by any means. But once again, something that's as rare as this, I feel like deserves to be slabbed and put in a holder to be preserved. And so I'm glad that SGC is willing to grade items like this with that authentic. So for A for authentic and A for awesome, SGC items there. 4 Hall of Famers, different levels of rarity, but none of them are what you would consider common by any means. And that Walter Johnson is one that, boy, that one's a big one for me. So anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble on there. Hope I didn't bore everybody too much. I will talk to you all later. Take care now. Bye.